Well, maybe you are familiar with Pythagorean Greedy Cup, and if not, then let me show you an experiment.
As one story goes, a Greek philosopher was supervising a group of workers at a water supply works. In order to ensure that his workers were not drinking too much wine, Pythagoras invented the Pythagorean Cup, provided that the workers filled their cups only up to the designated level. If, however, they decided to fill the cup beyond this level, the wine would miraculously drain itself out. I wanted to test this cup myself, so I printed one traditional and one modified. The first is a traditional Pythagorean cup with the pin in the center, where all the magic happens. It looks interesting but weird at the same time, and an observer already knows there is something going on. The second one is modified. Now the inner part is much more cleaner and without the central pin. So where is all the magic happening right now? It's actually embedded inside of the cup's wall. There is a loop that conveys all of the liquid outwards. As I said, a pretty low infill, you can see the loop through the wall when there is enough sunlight. So let's start with a small amount, and we are not really greedy, and try to drink just a dedicated amount of wine. And it behaves as intended, not leaking, just an ordinary cup. But what happens if I get greedy and increase the level of wine? Now it starts leaking and you can see it. In fact, this principle was not only used to teach people how to manage supplies. Many years later, it found its use case in washing machines and toilets.
Let's look at this thing, how it actually works.
The cup is composed of 4 chambers, with one chamber in the center that liquids can escape through. As liquid fills up the 4 chambers, the pressure acting on the liquids remains constant, and so the level of liquid in each chamber remains the same. Once the liquid reaches the top of the Pythagorean siphon, it begins to escape through the central chamber as the effect of gravity takes hold. As this process happens, the liquid from both 2 chambers next to each side of the central chamber forms a seal above the central chamber due to the surface tension of the liquids. Due to this seal, air can then not escape through the central chamber, so the weight of the water in the central chamber forces all the remaining liquid in every chamber to pour out of the Pythagorean siphon. You may overcome this effect by pouring more dense liquid at the bottom, so it cannot be pushed up, or the entry and exit point are not big enough so the liquid cannot enter the chamber. You may then modify the model and increase the size to allow the flow to continue. In this example, you may see how the model is formed and where all the pipes are located. And there are plenty of different models at disposal, even the basic mug with the pipe inside the cup handle. I will put the links in the description and take into account that it takes several hours to print one. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate your support.